Hello everybody, the 5 Shells here and welcome to World of Tanks. Today I am in my T-34-85 on Prokhorovka. This is one of the two Tier 6 Russian medium tanks, and as far as I'm concerned it is the better one, considering it gets a better top gun and it is a little bit more maneuverable. So I start heading up to this mid-ridge here, and by the time I'm about halfway there, at M3 Leon our team starts team killing, so that's never a good start. But at least he was only a tier 4, not one of our top tier tanks in this matchup. I hop into these bushes, trying to get some spots on some people who are coming up here, but because there are bushes on the far side, I don't get any of the spots that I wanted. There is a chaffee that comes up and he spots me, so I have to pull back to make sure that I don't take any fire at this point. Artillery takes a shot at that chaffee but he misses. So now that I believe I'm not spotted anymore, I pull back forward into this bush, trying to get some more spots, but I don't manage to spot anything. KV2 gets spotted on the far flank and I start taking shots at him. When his outline pops up, you can tell he is using the ZUS 7 gun that you get on the T150 instead of the 150 2mm gun that you get on the KV2. So I managed to, I believe, plant my first 2 shells and I start taking another shot, but by the time I do, he's vanished again. I take a blind shot at him and we will not know whether that one hit until the end of the match. Then I go for a shot on this Jagdpanzer 4 but it falls low. I've been spotted again and I take a hit from one of the tank destroyers that is camping at the back of the map. Jackson is spotted up on the hill, so I pull back a little bit to get a good shot on him and plant one. But he is quick tracked and pulls back, so I'm unable to plant any more shells. Then I have the side of the turret of the T150, so I plant one. He turns his turret towards me, so I start going for his commander's hatch and I leave him on very low health. So I reload and I plant another one through his commander's hatch for the kill. So I've just picked up my first kill and there's a chaffee capping and shooting out arty. I managed to get a shot into him but it is too late for the artillery and someone picks up the kill just before I am able to. Still using these bushes, I'm hopeful to get some more shots on people. There's a KV1 and a KV85 they're spotted, but then the KV2 comes up. It looks like my shot did hit, but someone managed to finish him off very quickly. I have shots here at the cupola and turret side of the KV85, but I miss that, and he dies very quickly. I start moving across the field looking for these last 3 TDs, and I start taking hits from probably the Stug 3s. Continuing to push, I take another hit and manage to dodge one, and I go for the blind shot on one of them and it totally misses. At this ridge now I pull up and finish off one of the Stugs, but I take 2 hits, one from the Jagdpanzer, one from the Stug, and that leaves me on very, very low health. The Jagdpanzer gets killed, so I feel confident enough to pull up and take the shot at the last Stug 3 plant here before he gets killed. Now I have Whiskey 711 in his M41 Walker Bulldog on Fisherman's Bay. Now he is running the 10 shell autoloader on this light tank, so he has a very long reload between his clips. He starts pushing up towards the mid-ridge on this map, as I did in the last game, trying to get some nice spots off. There he spots the enemy Walker Bulldog, but because neither of them are loaded, they can't take shots at each other. Now that Whiskey is reloaded, he spots a Chaffee and he decides that he's going to go in and try to pick up a nice quick kill here. Unfortunately, he misses his first and misses his second shell, and then he starts to take a bunch of fire, probably from one of the other light tanks on the enemy team. Trees are falling over there, but he decides to pull back instead of risking taking more damage. He heads back up to the mid-ridge now, trying to get some more spots. Running along this main central road is quite a good way to get spots off on this map, but generally you have to be a little bit closer to the edge. Okay, so he's heading down here towards the town, and he gets pretty lucky here when he bounces a shot from one of the medium tanks in the town. He decides to turn around and start heading towards the other flank, because he does not want to engage with the main force of the enemy team just yet. Continuing along here, there looks like 4 tanks pushing down this flank, so it's pretty vulnerable considering there is only one tier 6 light tank. He's trying to get in here to support the T-37, but he's arrives too late to the party and is unable to save him. He falls back and manages to dodge a shot, because there are far too many tanks up there for one lone Walker Bulldog to deal with. Artillery misses him, and he heads back to the cover of the buildings back here to try to pick these guys off as they push through. He has a AMX CDC in front of him, so he decides that he's going to support him if any of these lights come around the corner. So the SP1C comes around and he starts peppering him. Still got no more shots since the SP1C falled back. Now the Walker Bulldog seems to be thinking about coming around the corner. The AMX CDC takes a very, very large hit, losing most of his health.
Critical hit.
But he manages to plant one into the SP1C before the Bulldog comes round and kills him. Whiskey here plants a few shots into the Walker Bulldog, not quite able to kill him, but he falls back. He's got 1 shell left, and this Walker Bulldog has 1 shot worth of health. So all he has to do is connect this 1 shell, but if he misses it, he will get killed by the Walker Bulldog. He decides to rush in and take the shot on the Bulldog, killing him, but he takes another hit from the guys who have been slowly pushing up this flank. Now that he's on the long reload again, he decides to fall back, go for the reload, going down to the Arty, but he doesn't want to leave the Arty where he is. He is about half reloaded now, so he should be ready to fire by the time the VK comes over to get him in this artillery. He pulls up trying to get the spot on the VK, and now that he's reloaded, he will be able to pick this VK to pieces very quickly. So he sits in his bush and waits for the VK to come, hoping to get the first few shots off before the VK is able to see him and plant one in return. He chooses to move right up to the corner here, and there he spots the VK. Pulling back so he's got shots. He starts to plant them into the VK very rapidly due to the rate of fire of this gun. And then artillery saves the day by planting a shell clean into that VK, almost one-shotting him. So he's expended 3 of his shells, and he starts to move back towards the other flank because they are in trouble over there. Using the mobility of the Walker Bulldog, he's going to be able to get over there, hopefully quick enough to support the last few players on his team. It's now just down to him, the Tiger 1, and the GW Tiger P. The Tiger managed to pick up a kill before he gets nailed by the Super Persian. Now it is a 2 versus 3 situation here. He rushes in behind the Super Pershing and starts planting shots into him. He gets lucky when the Super Pershing managed to miss his shot, giving him a chance to finish him off and hopefully get away before the ISU-152 comes around and murders him.
Ready to fire.
Artillery was spotted just up there and he dodges the shell of the ISU-152 and then very quickly dismantles the artillery. He goes for a reload here because he's going to need a full clip most likely to be able to kill mostly full health ISU-152. So he runs away going round the back of the enemy cap, trying to get his gun reloaded for the final engagement with the ISU-152. So he starts heading behind the cap here, hoping that the ISU does not spot him, and I believe that he is quick enough to get away from the speed of the ISU-152. He decides that he shouldn't cap heading right up round. Instead of capping, he wants to get the ISU-152 maybe from the rear or the side, so that he will be able to get him without the ISU turning quick enough to kill him. Now he's back up in this mid-ridge area, which is a good spot. He'll most likely be able to spot the ISU-152 before the ISU-152 spots him, and as well he's got artillery support if it is needed. He starts heading back along this ridge here out in the open, trying to get a better spot, maybe get a few shots in on the ISU-152 if he's trying to follow the Walker Bulldog. He's heading down now into the position where the ISU was last spotted, so maybe he's still hanging around there. He could have headed towards Whiskey 711's cap, or he could have headed back to defend his own cap. So Whiskey is unable to find the ISU in this area, which is lucky considering he runs into 2 vehicles going through there, and if the ISU was there, he would have certainly picked the kill up on Whiskey. Whiskey's going the long way through the town, trying to check every area and making sure the ISU-152 does not sneak past him. Now he's heading along the side of the river / bay here and up towards the enemy cap. Circling back round the way he went, hoping to spot the ISU maybe heading round trying to get on the tail of Whiskey, and there he is, camping a base waiting for Whiskey. So Whiskey auto-aims here and starts firing into the ISU and manages to get round him, but rams him hard enough that he knocks off his tracks. He's quick enough on the repair tool and he manages to take the last tank on the enemy team out. So that was Whiskey 711 and his Walker Bulldog.